Hey there guys, I am SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Splatoon. Last time we made our way through World 4 via the Inkling Girl Amiibo challenges, and we have one more world left. So what do you say we scan in our Inkling Girl Amiibo one last time and make our way through our final set of levels here with the Hero Charger. Yo, how's it going? Are we ready for the final world? Because we're going to be jumping straight in with level 23, Spongy Observatory. More ink, less shrink. Spongy Observatory? Well, more like Spongy Observation, because I found myself a balloon fish right away. Observe your surroundings and you'll be rewarded. So I'm going to shoot that to immediately ink up all these sponges and move on to our first checkpoint. Here we got ourselves some Octo stamps. Just gonna let them hit the ground. And now from here, I can snipe both of them with one good shard shot, making that a really fast encounter. Here, I'm going to be very careful, and I'm gonna jump on this first sponge, but not fill it up, so I can snipe this box from down below. And now from here, I'm gonna be careful to climb around this launch pad and hit this balloon in the back for more points that don't matter at this point, but I like seeing number go up. We've gone over this so many times, it really doesn't matter. But I like number go up. It's just that simple of a feeling. I honestly went to my inner caveman when I was talking about that. Like number go up. Me like number rise. To be fair, I do kind of sound like one of the devs coming up with a challenge name. I mean, this is what I first thought of when I read the challenge Brella Good in Splatoon 3, using nothing but the Splat Brella class. But the challenge name is so simplistic. Brella good. Me like Brella. Brella good weapon. Like, who came up with that challenge name? It's one of the most simplistic ones that I've heard in a very long time. That guy had an easy job that day, I would think, when it came to coming up with a set challenge name, as there really wasn't much he had to come up with. But that's besides the point. We don't want to dwell on weird challenge names in Splatoon, because we'll be here all day talking about that said mode for that reason. But this is our final set of levels here, World 5, and after this, we'll be done using the Hero Charger. So, it's going to be a bittersweet feeling to be done with all of these Amiibo challenges here for the Inkling Girl, but at the same time, we'll fully complete these set of levels here, and with that, we'll be able to say we've beaten a good chunk of the Splatoon 1 campaign using a completely different weapon class, which is a really cool thing that I honestly wish they didn't lock behind Amiibo specifically, because the biggest problem with Splatoon 1's main single-player campaign here is that you can only use the Splattershot weapon class. That's all you get to use in that entire game. And in Splatoon 2, you were using a lot more weapons than just the said Splattershot. So it did feel like a more unique experience at the end of the day, even though a lot of people did say that Splatoon 2 single player felt more like an expansion of Splatoon 1's single player campaign, making it feel more like Splatoon 1.5, but I thought that the inclusion of multiple weapons to use per level made it unique enough. So I enjoyed the campaign for what it was for that said reason. Now that we beat the Spongy Observation, we got ourselves 1,800 gold, which is a good chunk of change. So let's go ahead and move on to our next level here, level 25, Far-Flung Flutters, Inkling versus Machine. So the Flutters here, these guys gotta be very careful because we don't want to run into a Flutter here and get blindsided, but thankfully, we can actually look down at our gamepad and we can see here's the Flutter moving around with that said glowing light, and we can see there's a key being surrounded by what looks like another enemy up above. So looking down here at your gamepad will tell you quite a lot. So we're going to be careful of the said Flutters not to get into the said line of sight, and knowing where these said enemies are along with the said Flutters, we'll use this to our advantage, and thankfully we can also shoot through the Flutter and kill enemies on the spot. So in this case, don't have to worry about getting too close to an Octoling and having them jump out of the said ink because we can just snipe them through their said friend. I think that's cover, but instead it's more of cover for me. I don't have to worry about anything when an enemy's stuck inside of a flutter. Gonna grab me some armor here and jump over to our launch pad, but we're not gonna take this at launch pad because there's a secret one down below. And over here, we have ourselves a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of said balloons here to shoot. Barely reach that last one too. I mean, you're supposed to go up the geyser and then you can aim downwards to hit all those said balloons, but we got a charger, we got aim, we got range. We're gonna use all the above to just easily get ourselves some good rewards. Gotta be very careful of these said flutters here, just like before. Keep an eye on your gamepad and you'll be able to spot where these things are gonna be moving around on the said map. Fortunately, I don't have seekers here, so I can't use those to just plow through a section as fast as I can. Instead, I'll just use my charge shot here to traverse around the area here as fast as possible so I don't get caught by said flutter. Over here in the back corner is our key, so I want to grab this. And careful the flutter. Thankfully, getting in this line of sight, watch me make it stop for a moment. So in that case, I wanted to get got on purpose. That way we have a moment to jump in front of the flutter. Seems kind of a counterproductive strategy, but it works really well. Gonna snipe all these enemies, being very careful here at cover. Take care of the sniper in the middle. And with that done, that's gonna make this a lot easier now. So we don't have to worry as much when it comes to just getting blindsided by a sniper, as well, sniper gone. Simple as that. Still have an armor over there on one of the flutters we can pick up, but I'm not gonna need the armor at this point because we're at the end of the level. So I might as well just grab our said key, get out of here, and maybe kill an enemy on the way out. There's another armor we could have gotten on a different flutter, but again, we don't need it. We're gonna avoid it. Get myself some balloons here, get ourselves some extra eggs. Again, we don't need it, but I like the number going up. And with that, that's the far-flung flutters level complete. For completing the far-flung flutters level here, we get ourselves 1,900 gold. A good chunk of change if you ask me, but let's move on to level 27. Unavoidable flying object. Skate park encounter. Well, identify the unavoidable object here. It's another Ink Strike enemy, so we're gonna need to be very careful here, not stay still for too long in an area, but other than that, this shouldn't be all that bad. This level, I feel, is kind of easier compared to last time we were at Black Belly Skate Park, as that said level had a lot more we had to be concerned about when it came to just the Octarians around us, causing more of a problem in certain areas, but here, I would think that the Ink Strikes aren't really as big of a deal to dodge in this case. Gonna ink up this wall here because you're not supposed to be able to get to the section, but you could just literally swim around it. Those bumpers do absolutely nothing to stop you from getting into this set area early. So, oops. Kinda need to make that wall a little bit bigger, alright? Take this one slow. We completely skipped out a whole other area over on the right side, but that's not that big of a deal. At this point, we're not getting any collectibles, so we can go wherever we want. And it's fine, because we got ourselves the key, so that's all we really needed here to move on to the final section. So here's our Ink Strike enemy. This Octarian's going to start flying around as we're used to at this point. And to bait this guy's AI, I'm going to throw a bomb, which will distract it, and then trying to get away from the bomb. And by doing so, it makes our job a lot easier, because the guy won't attack us when he's running away from a bomb. So, using that to our advantage, we can take care of our Ink Striker here and grab our Zapfish, completing our last level here in World 5. So for completing the unavoidable flying object, we get ourselves 2,000 gold, the largest chunk of change we've gotten yet. And with that level complete, we now have beaten every single player level here that we have access to via the Inkling Girl, which means we have now unlocked the final boss here. Let's finish this. Enter the Octobot King. No! DJ Octavio skate balls eat my Krabby Cakes! You gotta be squidding me! Gramps got captured again? That's convenient. No snow globe can contain this, DJ. There we go, our rematch against DJ Octavio, the final boss of Splatoon 1. This time around, we don't have a fast weapon like the Hero Shot to work with. Instead, we get ourselves the long range, yet slower, Hero Charger. And in some ways, it's gonna make this boss fight harder, but in others, it's gonna make it easier. As you can see, a good hold shot of any kind, not even a fully charged shot, but a partial charge shot here of the charger, will be enough to send this fist straight back to Octavio. And with its range, we can stay far away from all the said danger. Y'all ready for this? Here comes Octavio's signature attack. Big old party ball with hater shades. Talk about a 2015 meme, am I right? Go ahead and hit this ball back at Octavio 3 separate times. Doing so, move on to the next phase. Slimy little hipster. Come from the man with hater shades on one of his attacks. Gramps, are you sure you're not getting captured on purpose? I have to rescue him again, Agent 3. Yeah, let's just say, as an Agent 3 from the future, you're gonna need to have tighter security on Gramps here. Cuttlefish is gonna get himself in a lot more danger over the years. Some of the stuff, way worse than this. Just gonna say it now. So, yeah, this is only the beginning. If only Mahi-Mahi knew. Go ahead and move over to our next set of platforms here. Break open this box, which would normally be our sunken scroll, but here in the Amiibo challenges, we just get ourselves some extra eggs, which don't really matter here, but it's fine. I like how that fist blocked the other fist. I couldn't even shoot it because the one kind of came out already, and I couldn't really see it coming. Not a big deal, because while we do waste some time on that, this boss fight is a glorified auto-scroller at the end of the day, so some of the attacks from this said boss are designed to waste your time as the player as well, so you can get overwhelmed by some of the other attacks that Octavio throws your way. So wasting our time really isn't that big of a deal when this boss will do kind of the same. Careful to kill a whale, that starts up in phase 2. Definitely one of the more dangerous things that he throws out. And speaking of throwing out, peep this! Time for his signature attack once again. Being very careful not to stand in one spot for too long because we said kill a whale. Gonna watch out for the ball coming our way. Take it out, move, shoot it one more time, and that's phase 2. You can't handle my spicy wasabi beats. Hey, Gramps? I don't think I can make Squidmas this year. Yeah, we're filming our holiday special on Squidmas morning. You couldn't have waited until we saved Cuttlefish to tell him that. We're in the middle of a life-threatening situation for Cuttlefish here because of how Octavio kidnapped him while he wasn't looking, eating Krabby Cakes, you know, as Cuttlefish does. And you want to tell him this information now? Man, Mahi-Mahi, I don't really have much fear. They're like, you know, we've been through this song and dance before. We're going to talk about literally anything else, including how we're going to just not be around for the holidays. Which is some interesting flavor text that I do like that we get, since this is technically a rematch against Octavio. So, because we already beat this guy once, and we've already gotten the story stuff out of the way here in the set fight, now we're getting some extra flavor text here in this boss fight between Mahi-Mahi and even Octavio in some fashion. So, it's nice to see this extra text, making this boss feel different every time you fight him. You about to get mashed up! I'm gonna be careful here because now we're gonna get a lot of enemies around us here. Gonna shoot this said balloon fish to clear out the area. Gonna be ready for the next ball, and there you go. Phase 3 done. Do you even know who you're messing with? Be asking you the same question, Octavio. Hey, remember when we won that singing competition? Of course, that competition jumpstarted our careers. Oh, but the delayed response there from Agent 2, aka Marie. I mean, at this point, I don't even think that's much of a spoiler. Doubly so because we're technically fighting this guy at the end of the single-player campaign. So at this point, if you're fighting this guy in the Amiibo challenges, you already know everything about the story. You know who Agents 1 and 2 are. You know who Octavio is and why he took Cuttlefish at this point. So all this information that we're seeing, this is not new. In fact, all this we know at this point just from playing through Octo Valley in Splatoon 1. So hopefully for your sake, you've already played Octo Valley in Splatoon 1. If you haven't, hopefully at least still watch the original Let's Play that I did of this game back in 2016, which I do think that said playthrough still holds up pretty well to this day. That was still one of my favorite games to have covered here on the channel, the original Splatoon. It still holds up really well single-player wise, and multiplayer, even though the servers are no longer a thing, is still a pretty unique experience, and is definitely worth playing. Even though you can't play this game anymore, the sequel, Splatoon 2, and its sequel, Splatoon 3, you can still play on the Nintendo Switch Online. So I recommend people, if you want to play Splatoon, obviously play the newer games, just because they're more accessible. But also, there's just more stuff about them that makes it just better to play, a lot more quality of life changes. So, even if this game was still online, I would still recommend people play the other games in the series, especially Splatoon 3 specifically for multiplayer sake, because it is just the best game, mechanically speaking. It's time to drop the sea base! Careful here. Don't want to get hit by a stray attack or killer whales. Gonna be ready here for the last hit right away. Gosh! How dare you! I'll turn you into a radio edit! Agent 3! Come in, Agent 3! Radio override activated. About time! Turn it up! It's the Squid Sisters! So embarrassing. Do we have to take away your Krabby Cakes, Gramps? I think he's just lonely. We should probably give him a call soon. But Gramps doesn't have a phone. We have to sell him a telegraph. My gosh. Way to insult Cuttlefish as soon as we rescue him. I mean, at this point, Guy Marie, there's no holding back. They're just gonna essentially rip on Gramps for getting kidnapped again. That's the whole thing. Cuttlefish is getting ripped apart here because his negligence led to this. So I can understand it, but man, those two could be harsh. Wait for that fist to come my way, shoot it back, and I still have another Trizuka on standby and all my armor. There's a bubbler, but I'm not gonna grab it because I think Inkzuka here is gonna be more beneficial. You can tell which game I play more at this point, Splatoon 1 or Splatoon 3. Gee, I wonder which one. It's not like one of these doesn't exist anymore online. Just be careful here and take out the fists. Wait for them to come our way, shoot them down, and move on to the next section here. There's some armor. I'm not going to pick it up in case we need it, because I'm full on armor at this point. So it's best to leave that one just sitting on the field in case I run out of armor anytime soon, which could easily happen at this point. But we're going to try our best to not lose this armor if we can. We got another set of fists knocked back. Got ourselves some more eggs along the way here, but as you can see at this point, the platform's pretty narrow. Just a bit further, Agent 3. Being very careful. At this point, dodging killer whales are going to become a lot harder, but not impossible. You just want to get yourself to the sides here. If you can bait the killer whale in an area that is out of your way, that's better, but if it's got to be in the middle, then shoot down the enemies more now than ever before. Some of these guys you can dodge, but not during that time. I'm going to dub stomp you into oblivion! Here we go. Final phase. I'm just going to use ourselves our I'm just going to go ahead and use ourselves our Inkzuka. And with that, finish the guy off with one final charge. Finish him, bucko! Not again. So sad. Crossfade. The black. Wow, DJ Octavio definitely shrunk down to a Zapfish. Well, I might as well take this and go home. And with that, our rematch against DJ Octavio is complete, now using the Hero Charger. So for beating DJ Octavio with the Hero Charger, you unlock that said weapon to use in the multiplayer mode. So with this, now we can take the Hero Charger into battle, which is really cool. So take that blueprint to Sheldon, and he'll be able to make that into a proper weapon. So we could do that right now. In fact, Sheldon's shop is over here in the distance. So let's go ahead and pop in the Sheldon shop and show him this blueprint. Hello, hello. Oh, I'm afraid you're offline right now. Come back when you're connected to the internet. He doesn't know. How do we tell Sheldon that there is no longer any internet? Nintendo removed the internet. There is no longer internet for Splatoon. Well, this is a problem. How do we use a multiplayer weapon in a multiplayer mode that doesn't exist? Well, I guess we should probably find a way. Huh. Multiplayer's working. How about that? It's like we're back in time before the Wii U server shut down or something. How convenient. So, we can go ahead and play ourselves some tower control or some turf war right now with this said charger. And I want to show my gear here real quick, as I am using the said gear that we unlocked with our Amiibo here as well. So I'm wearing the squid hair clip, the school uniform, and the school shoes, and this is the set of abilities I have on each piece of gear. Not the best stuff, not the worst stuff, but I think this will complement our charger quite nicely. Speaking of which, the Hero Charger replica comes with Splat Bomb and a Bomb Rush as its special with Special Depletion medium, with Special Depletion set to heavy. So this is what we'll be using here going into our multiplayer game. So let's go ahead and jump into a game of tower control, as I do believe tower control is one of the best modes for a charger. So let's go ahead and join. Alright, here we go. Tower control on Urchin Underpass using the Hero Charger replica. Let's do this. Oh, I see someone else using the same weapon. Wow, that is actually very interesting. Was not expecting to see another Hero Charger. Because honestly, I don't play chargers too much in Splatoon for multiplayer's sake, but I wouldn't pick this one. If I was going to pick a charger, I would not go with Hero Charger replica specifically. Having a Bomb Rush is fine enough, but the problem with this one is really just there are better charger kits. And I would rather use one of those instead of this, because having one, say, like with the E-Leader 3K, there's one that has Squid Beacon and Kraken, which that's really powerful. Squiffer gets a bubble, so that can be really good for defense. So there are just better charger kits, I feel, compared to what we got with said charger here. Be very careful. I don't really have much charge left. My teammates are taking care of the field. I'll be the one riding the tower, as a charger player, it is better for me to be on tower. So that's where I'm going to be stationed. And I can use the tower here as some cover for my said charge shots to peek out of, and be very careful here not to die. Okay, this is really chaotic. I don't know how I'm not dead yet. This is actually insane. Gotta get away here for a moment. Tower is moving back to the center, but at this point, my teammates are on it, so that's good. Gotta be careful here. You know what? I'm just gonna activate my bomb rush at this point. Not just fish everyone out. Throw bombs everywhere to make their paths a lot harder to move around. Being careful not to overdo it at this point. And I'm gonna have to just jump the tower, because there's no way I can climb up to it where I'm currently standing. Throw down a bomb. Unfortunately, got hit by one of the Ink Zuka shots, but that's okay, because we're already at 23. That's a pretty far distance. It looks like we have one guy around the middle of the base looking down the gamepad map. But I'm not going to be jumping in. It'd be a little too dangerous to jump into the map at this point in time. So we're just going to move in very, very carefully. Got the charger. That's good. Unfortunately, there was someone around here sharking. So I couldn't really do anything about that. Sharking is essentially a mechanic where you're moving very slightly in your ink. That way, people can't see the ripples and can barely hear you. So people can just sneak up behind you by sharking around on the map, which is a really good strategy. One of the reasons why you don't necessarily need to run the perk like Ninja Squid, which will normally hide you in the ink while swimming around anyways. But with sharking, that pretty much does the same thing. So you don't need to use Ninja Squid if you want to hide and swim around in said ink. That's unfortunate there. I didn't want to be off tower, but the blaster was just on it and wouldn't move. So that was kind of weird. They're a weapon class I would not want to have stay on tower. In fact, they're a weapon class that should be out and attacking enemies. They're a frontline weapon. They should be a lot more aggressive. But the guy was just kind of chilling with me. Don't know why. Let's just take this guy out, take out another one. That was a really good shot. Wow. And that's Rapid Blaster Pro defeated, so at least the guy who took me out got taken out on his own merits. Let's go ahead and jump back into the map here. Being very careful where we land, mind you. But let's just take out some more of these enemies around us here. Honestly, I'm very shocked we were able to get a game in, because Splatoon 1 here, at the time I'm filming this said video, the game is on its final month. So there's not much time left, and there's not as many people playing as there used to be in Splatoon. So that is a factor that's not helping things. So because of this, I was afraid I wasn't going to find any games. But sure enough, here we are into a game. So at least I was able to get something in before these said servers go poof. Just like how I just went poof. Thanks, Hero Charger. You got me. I got a lot of damage up, which you don't necessarily need as a charger here in Splatoon 1, but it does help for your tap shots. So you don't have to worry about having a fully charged shot to kill an enemy. So while not necessary, it does help to have some damage up. I don't know if I want as much as that guy has, but yeah, you do you. Alright, Secret got me, but that's fine. I wanted the guy to be taken out the moment they landed, so that was worth it. We're gonna jump back in, get closer to the tower here, because I can probably get right on it at this point. And sure enough, gotta hide my ink for a moment just to get back some of my health. And oh man, that guy got two of us. That's impressive. I didn't think I was gonna get shot, but there was a latency difference probably there, so. On my side, I was behind the tower wall, but on his side, I might have still been peeking outside of the pole, which is a thing that will just happen. Careful here. He's going to rush the tower with bombs, but that's fine, because I'm going to take it back. Oh my gosh, this is bad. Got completely destroyed by a bomb there. That's two bomb rushes we have to deal with. A secret rush and then a normal splat bomb rush. This is going to get scary, because we're in overtime, and they're at 50 points. But it looks like my team took the tower back. So they're getting a little closer to our score, but not close enough. That is a victory for our Hero Charger, which is really good because I wasn't sure if I was going to find another game. It took about 5 minutes just to get to this game, and that's being generous. But I went 11-9 in that game. That was a pretty good one if you ask me. And with that, we got ourselves 10 points, increasing our rank ever so slightly. And got ourselves some points for our level, got ourselves some more cash. But that's gonna do it when it comes to these said Amiibo challenges. Want to at least play one game using this said Hero Charger before the servers go offline to give our Hero Charger replica some kind of use out on the battlefield, along with also using the said school uniform that we unlocked through all the said challenges from the past with the Inkling Girl amiibo. So, now with all of those challenges beaten, that's one of the amiibos fully completed. No more Inkling Girl amiibo challenges are left for us to complete, but we're not done with the amiibos yet. So with that said, next time on Let's Play Splatoon, we'll be making our way through our next set of amiibo challenges via the Inkling Boy amiibo. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.